The night you realize you were made for more, there comes a moment in every life when silence becomes so loud that it shakes your soul awake. A moment when you look in the mirror and whisper to yourself, there has to be more than this, right? Maybe that night happened recently. Maybe you sat alone, staring at job applications, unanswered emails, closed doors, and a future that feels like fog. Maybe you felt useless, invisible, forgotten. Maybe you wondered if God had turned his eyes away from you. But listen to me, and listen as if your life depends on these next words. God has not forgotten you. God is preparing you, and God is hiding you, only because he is building you. I want to begin with a story. A young man once came to me frustrated, angry, and exhausted. He said, "Pastor, I have applied everywhere. I have begged, pleaded, prayed, worked, cried, and still nothing. Why won't God open a door?" And I told him something that surprised him. I said, "Maybe God isn't opening a door because you keep knocking on the wrong house." Sometimes the silence is not rejection, it is redirection. Sometimes the delay is not punishment, it is protection. Sometimes the job you're begging for is too small for the destiny God is shaping inside you. My friend, you are not jobless, you are not stuck, you are not useless, you are becoming. And tonight, I want to take you on a 7-chapter journey. A journey of purpose, of faith, of grit, of inner transformation. I want to walk you into the truth that will set you free. Stop searching for a job. God has a bigger plan for you. Let us begin. When God closes every door, he is about to reveal the one you never knew existed. There comes a moment in life when every door you once leaned on suddenly shuts, and the echo of that closing feels like an earthquake in your soul. You begin to wonder, why me? Why now? Why is nothing working? You stare at rejection emails, unanswered messages, opportunities that slipped through your fingers, and a future that feels painfully uncertain. But what if I told you that this is not rejection at all? What if I told you that heaven is not denying you? Heaven is reshaping you. Most people fear closed doors because they believe it means failure. They think it means lack of worth, lack of ability, lack of direction. But in the spiritual reality, a closed door is one of God's highest forms of guidance. God does not close doors to punish you. He closes doors to protect you from places that are too small for the calling he put inside you. Sometimes the door you are crying for is not your door. Sometimes the opportunity you want so desperately is not big enough to carry your destiny. You see what you want. God sees what will break you. You see a paycheck. God sees your purpose. You see a temporary solution. God sees eternal impact. God allows doors to close because he is setting you up for a door so perfectly aligned, so divinely timed, and so deeply connected to your calling that when you walk through it, you will understand why the others never opened. Think of Joseph. If his brothers had not closed the door of acceptance, he would never have entered Egypt. If Potiphar had not closed the door of favor, Joseph would never have entered the prison. If the prison door had not closed, he would never have entered the palace. Every door that closed felt tragic and cruel, but every door that closed was positioning him for something greater. Joseph did not climb to his destiny through open doors. He climbed through closed ones. That is how God works. The same is true for you. Right now, you may feel like you're standing in a hallway of silence. You knock, and nothing answers. You try, and nothing moves. You hope, and nothing changes. But what if this silence is not emptiness? What if it is preparation? What if God is rearranging your path, redirecting your steps, reshaping your vision, and training your spirit for what is coming? Because here is a truth few people understand. When God is preparing a destiny, he often starts with separation. He takes you away from the familiar. He cuts ties that keep you small. He cuts off environments that weaken your confidence. He removes people who cannot walk with you into your next season. He shuts doors you would have never shut yourself. He disconnects you from what you think you need so you can discover what you are truly made for. A closed door is heaven's intervention. A closed door is divine protection. A closed door is a spiritual redirection. You cannot become who God wants you to be while clinging to what God is trying to remove. You cannot grow into your calling while holding on to your comfort. You cannot rise while staying attached to what no longer serves your destiny. If every door is closing, then God is speaking loudly. He is saying, I am moving you. I am shifting you. I am preparing you for something far bigger. The doors you want are too small. The plans you designed are too limited. The opportunities you're chasing are beneath the level of greatness God is shaping in you. There is a door you have not seen yet. A door that leads to alignment, purpose, joy, identity, and divine assignment. But God cannot reveal that door until you stop banging on the ones that were never meant for you. So instead of panicking, breathe. Instead of doubting yourself, trust God. Instead of questioning your worth, remember your calling. If God allowed a door to close, it is because He has something better, bigger, deeper, richer, and more meaningful waiting for you. This is not the end of your story. It is the reordering of it. You are not being blocked. You are being guided. You are not being abandoned. You are being carried into your future. When God closes every door, He is not shutting you out. He is ushering you into something new, something holy, something prepared, something that matches the magnitude of the purpose He put within you. Trust the closure. Trust the silence. Trust the shift. Your divine door is coming, and when it opens, you will understand why every other one had to close. You are not jobless. You are in God's training ground. There is a season in life when it feels like everything has stopped. Your resumes go unanswered. Interviews don't lead anywhere. Every effort seems wasted. And in those quiet, heavy moments, it's easy to believe that God has forgotten you, that your dreams are too big, that your time has passed. But I want you to hear this with the deepest part of your heart. You are not jobless. You are being prepared. Many of us see waiting as a punishment. We measure our worth by activity, our value by employment, our identity by titles. But in the kingdom of God, seasons of waiting are sacred training grounds. They are not empty moments. They are spiritual gyms where your faith, resilience, character, and perseverance are being developed. While the world sees idle hands, heaven sees rising strength. While you feel stuck, God sees refinement. While you despair, God sees divine alignment. Think of an arrow. Before it is launched, it must be pulled back in the bow. The farther it is drawn, the farther it will fly. The tension is not the enemy, it is the secret of the launch. Your current struggles, your unanswered prayers, your feelings of being stuck, they are the pullback. They are the preparation for a trajectory far beyond what you can see. God is stretching you, shaping you, and pulling you back, so that when He releases you, your life will soar into the destiny He designed for you. This training ground is not just about skill or education. It is about the inner life. God is strengthening your patience, teaching you perseverance, developing a deeper faith, and awakening courage in your spirit. When you walk into your calling, it will not be with a shallow faith or a timid heart. It will be with a resilience forged in quiet moments, in tears, in prayer, in waiting rooms, and in the unseen battles that nobody knows about. These are the very battles that prepare you for victory. I think of David, the shepherd boy. For years, he tended sheep. No one recognized him. He faced lions, bears, and rejection from his own people. Yet in that wilderness, David was being trained. He was learning courage, strategy, humility, and reliance on God. Every lonely moment, every danger, every trial in the wilderness was a step in God's training program. By the time he faced Goliath, David was ready, not just with a slingshot, but with a heart prepared by God to lead nations. Your waiting season is no different. What feels like lack, what feels like insignificance, what feels like being trapped, it is all part of your divine preparation. God is not letting you sit idle. He is molding you. Every challenge you face, every rejection, every disappointment is a spiritual lesson. Every tear, every anxious night, every moment of fear is a building block of the person you must become. The world often teaches us to seek immediate results. God teaches us to trust the process. The world rewards speed and visible success. God rewards patience, obedience, and inner growth. While others chase positions, you are being shaped into a leader. While others settle, you are being strengthened for a calling too significant to ignore. While others compromise for survival, you are being aligned with the destiny you were created for. Remember this truth. Your season of preparation is not a delay, it is an investment. Every hardship is planting seeds of endurance. Every moment of silence is cultivating your spiritual muscles. Every closed door, every no, every setback is a lesson that the universe cannot teach you, but God can. The job you long for is not waiting for you, because you are not yet ready. And the person you are becoming now is the exact person who will not just fill the role, but will transform it. So, do not despair. Do not compare your timeline with others. Do not measure your worth by a paycheck or a title. Your current situation is temporary, but the character you are developing is permanent. Every unanswered email, every failed interview, every moment of uncertainty is a divine classroom where God is training you for a life that cannot be measured by a job description. You are not jobless. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are being equipped, strengthened, and prepared for a calling far greater than you have imagined. Hold on to this truth. What you are experiencing is not wasted. It is the sacred, invisible work of God in your life. Your season of preparation will produce a version of you that cannot be shaken, cannot be silenced, and cannot be ignored. And when God releases you, you will walk into your destiny fully ready to soar. The world may call it waiting. Heaven calls it preparation. You are in God's training ground. And what is being formed in you now will carry you into your divine future with power, wisdom, and unshakable faith. Trust the process. Embrace the preparation. You are not jobless. You are becoming unstoppable. If God put a dream in you, it is a prophecy of what you will become. There is a quiet, insistent voice inside you, a spark that refuses to die. It may come as a restless thought, a persistent desire, a deep sense that you are meant for more. You may have tried to ignore it, to rationalize it, to settle for what is comfortable. But that spark, that dream, is not random. It is not wishful thinking. It is not a product of ambition or ego. It is God's whisper, planting a prophecy of who you are meant to be and what you are meant to do. Many people mistake dreams for fantasy, confusing what is possible in the world with what is divinely possible. They look at their current circumstances, lack of experience, lack of resources, lack of recognition, and decide that the dream is too big, too impossible, too impractical. But let me tell you, what God plants in your heart is never too big. It is perfectly calibrated for your destiny. The dream inside you is a blueprint of the person God is shaping. The dream is proof that God has already seen the life you will lead, the impact you will make, the legacy you will leave. Think of Moses. He had a dream burning inside him for freedom, for justice, for his people. He was rejected by his own family, fled his home, and spent decades in a desert. Yet that dream never left him. God had planted it, and that seed of destiny was growing quietly, invisibly, through preparation, patience, and perseverance. By the time the call came, Moses did not need validation or permission from the world. He was ready to step into the life God had always envisioned for him. Your dream works the same way. Dreams are often met with resistance because the enemy of destiny cannot tolerate vision. When God plants a dream, expect opposition, not as a sign that you are failing, but as confirmation that the dream is real. Fear will rise. Doubt will whisper. People will question your sanity. Doors will close. Opportunities will disappear. Yet through all of this, the dream persists. That persistence is not coincidence. It is God signaling that the path may be challenging, but the outcome is glorious. You must understand that your dream is a prophecy, a spiritual marker of your potential. It is a signpost that points to the person God is forming in you. Each struggle, each delay, each no, is a lesson in character, discipline, faith, and courage. The dream will not come to you fully formed overnight. It will grow as you grow. It will mature as you mature. It will demand that you step out of your comfort, that you stretch your abilities, that you become someone worthy of the calling it represents. Too often, people bury their dreams because they feel unqualified or unprepared. They settle for a smaller life, thinking that survival is enough. But God does not plant a dream in your heart for comfort. He plants it for transformation. He plants it to reveal the hidden strengths in you, the courage you did not know you had, the wisdom that only trials can teach. Your dream will not just change your life. It will change the lives of everyone who encounters the fruit of your obedience. Do not mistake the dream for a destination. The dream is the beginning of your transformation. The dream is the blueprint for the character you must develop. The dream is the call to become more than you are now. And here is the most important truth: God will equip you for the dream He plants. He will provide opportunities, mentors, resources, and guidance. He will remove distractions, and limitations that would hinder your growth. But your responsibility is to respond to the dream, to nurture it, to protect it, and to act on it, even when the path is unclear. Every great leader, every prophet, every innovator, every changemaker began with a dream. Joseph's dreams, David's dreams, Esther's dreams, Paul's dreams, each began as a spark, an unshakable vision that persisted through opposition. And the world only witnessed their greatness because they refused to surrender what God had placed in their hearts. So, if you feel restless, if you feel a fire inside you, if you feel the tug of something bigger than your current circumstances, hear this: your dream is divine prophecy, a signal from God that your destiny is alive, that your calling is real, and that your future is already designed. Guard it. Pursue it. Believe in it. And do not settle for anything less than the life God has spoken into your spirit. Your job is not to question the dream. Your job is to become the person the dream demands you to be. If God planted it, God will provide the way. Your faithfulness to nurture it will determine the magnitude of the impact it will have, not only on your life, but on the world. You are not chasing a dream by chance. You are stepping into a prophecy, and the more you trust it, obey it, and fight for it, the closer you get to becoming the person God always intended you to be. The dream in you is not fantasy. It is destiny. It is not optional. It is inevitable. If you refuse to give up, God removes you from where you don't belong before He reveals where you do. There is a painful, yet often overlooked, principle in life. God will sometimes remove you from places, people, and situations that no longer serve your destiny, even when you don't want to leave. These removals are not punishments. They are interventions. They are acts of divine protection, designed to prepare you for the life God has planned, a life far greater than anything you could have imagined. Often, we see doors closing, friendships ending, jobs lost, or dreams delayed, and we interpret it as rejection or failure. But God is not rejecting you. He is redirecting you. Think about it. If God allowed you to remain in a situation that stifled your growth, that limited your potential, or that distracted you from your calling, you would never become who you were created to be. Sometimes we cling to comfort because it is familiar. Sometimes we resist change because we fear the unknown. But comfort is the enemy of destiny. Stagnation is the enemy of growth. Familiarity is the enemy of faith. God removes you from these places because He refuses to let you settle for smallness when He is preparing greatness. Consider the story of Peter. Peter was a fisherman, comfortable in his daily life, accustomed to the known waters of Galilee. Yet God removed him from that life, from the safety of his nets, and called him to follow Jesus. At first, Peter likely questioned the loss, leaving his livelihood, the routine of his days, the predictability of his future. But that removal was not a setback, it was the doorway to purpose. Peter could not have walked into his calling as an ordinary fisherman. He had to be repositioned, retrained, and redefined to become the rock upon which a movement would be built. The same principle applies to your life today. If you have been let go from a job, overlooked for a promotion, or pushed out of an environment that once felt secure, it is not a sign of inadequacy. It is a sign that God is engineering a greater opportunity. He is preparing you for a platform where your gifts will not only be utilized, but multiplied. He is opening space for your destiny to breathe, grow, and expand. What feels like loss is often heaven's protection against mediocrity, limitation, and compromise. Understand this deeply. God's removals are deliberate. They are intentional. They are not chaotic. He sees the bigger picture, the chapters of your life that you cannot yet see. When God removes you from a door that has closed, it is because a larger door is waiting. A door that aligns with your calling, challenges your potential, and fulfills the dreams He planted in your heart. The door you are crying to keep open may be too small to carry the destiny God is preparing you for. The path you are resisting may be narrow and limited, whereas the path God is preparing is expansive, aligned, and eternal. Sometimes the removal will hurt, it will sting, it will feel unfair, and it is okay to grieve. Grief is not rebellion, it is recognition of the life you had to let go of. But do not mistake grief for failure. Do not mistake pain for punishment. Do not mistake closure for defeat. What feels like an ending is often a divine beginning disguised in disguise. Your job is not to fight the removal, but to trust the one who is orchestrating it. Every great leader, prophet, and changemaker has experienced divine removal. Joseph was removed from his family, sold into slavery, and imprisoned. Esther was removed from her ordinary life and placed in the palace. Paul was removed from comfort and security to endure hardships that would prepare him to impact nations. These removals were not coincidences. They were strategic moves by God to prepare each of them for the extraordinary calling ahead. In your life, God may be doing the same. He may be closing doors, removing people, shifting circumstances, or shaking the ground beneath you. And while it may feel like loss, it is in fact a sacred opportunity, an opportunity to align with your destiny, to grow stronger, to trust deeper, and to prepare for the life you were created to live. He removes you from where you do not belong, so that He can reveal where you are meant to stand, where your gifts are needed, and where your dreams can flourish without limitation. So when you feel displaced, confused, or even abandoned, remember this truth: God is not punishing you. He is redirecting you. He is removing you from what is small so that you can step into what is significant. He is removing you from comfort so that you can embrace courage. He is removing you from what is familiar so that you can receive the extraordinary. Trust the removals. Embrace the unknown. Follow the guidance of God's invisible hand. Your life is not being dismantled. It is being positioned. The closed doors, the lost opportunities, and the painful transitions are all part of a divine choreography designed to bring you to the place, purpose, and destiny that you were always meant to reach. When God removes you from where you don't belong, it is not the end. It is the preparation for the place where you truly do.